Hello guys and welcome back. So now it's time to send the reaction to Firestore. Okay, first before we do that, let's quickly finish up this UI. I've seen that here the time is not showing because it's this color. Even this A+2 here, this side is not showing because it's in the dark theme. Okay, so let's do those quick changes. We just need to go back inside the contact widget here, and then let's put the time depending on the theme also. Okay, so here, so this is the text itself, and then this is the time. Okay, so the time also, maybe we can have the color that can suit both, or we can check also depending on the theme. All right, so let's do maybe I think let's just check depending on the theme, so which means let's remove this constant, and then here let's say if is dark theme, we want to show the color which is white. Okay, colors dot I mean if it is dark theme, we want to show this same color which is here because it's showing here. Okay, if it is dark theme, we want to show this color, and then if it is white theme, let's minimize this, we want to show the colors dot let's say gray. Yeah, let's try a gray color, and then let's hot reload. Where is our hot reload? Okay, let's just run it. Alright, let's check. So now you can see that the color is the time is showing even in this widget. Okay, so maybe let's move this these a bit down, okay, because they're covering the time. Okay, so but before we do that, let's also put this color as black. Okay, so it's in the reactions dialog, then the color of that, it's not here, it's in the stack reactions. Okay, so this color, let's give this a color. So here we're going to say color which comes from colors dot black. Yeah, now let's hot restart. All right, we did not hot restart on this one because it's the one that we want to check, Pixel 5. Let's hot restart. Let me see if it will do both. Alright, the Pixel 5 did not hot restart. Looks like we just need to run it because it's the one that is going to run now. Okay, there we have it, and then yeah, now we can see these two even here, and then the color. Okay, let's just put it a bit dark. So I'm sorry guys, we are taking too long on this part. Let's just make sure everything else works. Okay, so in the contact email, let's put the shade. Let me minimize that. Let's put a shade of 500, and then now let's hot reload. Let's see, we want to hot reload this. Yeah, okay, I think now we can see this time here, but let's move these down inside the chat list. So on the contact message, this one, let's move them a bit down, so this should be, let's just get 0. Yeah, now we are not hiding the time. Okay, great. So I think we are fine that way. You can see that even here we're not hiding the time. We are somewhere there, but we are not hiding the time. Let's just stick with this. Okay, now that this is done, we need to do some changes. Now we need to send this reaction from Firestore. We don't need to be reading it. This is just a dummy data. Okay, so let's do that. Let's minimize this too, and then let's go inside our message model. it's this one. So here let's have let's add another one. So let's say final, this is going to be a list, okay, a list of strings. So these are going to be reactions now, okay, like that, which means we also need to add them here. So here let's not do that, we want to require required this dot reactions, and then let's remove that. So here also let's get those reactions. Come copilot. Okay, let's just write, because we don't have a constant yet, so constants dot reactions, which is going to be reactions, and then also here let's get that list, and then here in the copy width as well let's get that list, and then let's just create this constant. So let's go in the constants here, and let's get the static const reactions. Okay, now the message model, we can close this constant. The message model is done, it's been updated with the reactions list, so we can close it. Then now let's see where we are having errors to update this. Okay, so first is it's just chat provider, here where we are sending the message. Here we know that when we are sending the message we don't have the reactions, so here reactions is going to be an empty list. Elsewhere, even here when we are sending this file message we won't have the reactions, this is going to be an empty list. Okay, like that, so the errors are gone. Where else? Okay, we don't have any errors. Let's minimize that. Okay, now that that is been updated, what we need to do now is to go, first of all, before we create the method to send a reaction, let's update this where we are getting the reactions. Okay, so we need to go to, first let me close what we don't need here. Bottom chart we can close, the global method we can close. I think let's have these. So here on the stacked reactions here, all right, so here we need to get the reactions now from the message. Okay, so what we are going to do is instead of calling these reactions here like this, we are going to say message dot reactions. Okay, because this now is coming from the messages. Then even here let's paste that. Then where else are we saying reactions? Here let's paste that. It's a message dot reactions, like that. Where else? Let's see. Yeah, I think that's it. So now we have replaced those reactions with the real reactions. Okay, even this one here, let's replace. Just make sure, yeah, okay, now we are not getting any reactions from the local. So now everything we are getting from our message widget, okay, I mean from our message model. Okay, so now that this is done, if we restart we are going to have an error here because we don't have any reactions in Firestore. Okay, so let me just show you what I mean. If we're going to restart this, okay, we did not have an error. Okay, because okay, we can't have an error because this list, it's finding that this list is empty. Okay, yeah, we can't have an error because it's finding an empty list, that's why it's not putting any reactions here. Okay, now we need to put the the real reactions now in Firestore, so that when there's a reaction there, it's going to show here. All right, great. So now let's create that method to make a new reaction. And then one other thing here, you can see that here we are leaving a space here. Okay, even this, if we want, we can handle it. Okay, we can handle it just to check if this widget has got reactions. We can put the padding else we can remove. So let me demonstrate what I mean. If we come here, let's minimize that. So here, where is that? So this padding here, we can also check this padding depending on the reaction which is coming from the element. Okay, so where is that? Okay, we can just check even if we don't go up there. So here what we can do is we can check inside here, or directly just check up where. How can we check? Directly check where we are getting that element, where we are setting that element. Where is that? I keep on losing that. Where is that? This element, where are we? Okay, here. Okay, so here we can check final reactions. Okay, so here we can check if element dot reactions dot is not empty. Okay, so if this is not empty, we know that we have reactions. Okay, if it is empty, we can know that it is empty. So what we can do here is here we can check the padding. Okay, we can check the padding. If reaction is we can say final padding. Let's change this to padding. Okay, if reaction is empty, the padding is going to be a double, which is a 0.0. Else we're going to put that we did 20.0. okay, so this is how we are getting the padding. Okay, now here, instead of calling this 20, we are just going to call our padding. Okay, and then we can remove the constant keyword here. That's how we can remove this space here. So now when I hot restart, you can see that there is no reaction. That's why it has reduced the padding. Okay, so this is a nice way just to trick it. So we can do the same even here. Instead of putting this 25, we can do the padding. So you can see that this is 25, that was 20. If we put the same here, it's going to be different. Okay, so if we want, we can get the padding also. Where we're getting the padding is where is that padding? So we are getting it here. Okay, so here also we can get another different padding. We can call this as padding 1, and then also now we can create another one which can be a padding 2. Okay, so you can name these the way you want it, and then this can be 25, and then now here let's see. Okay, now we change this to padding 1. So now here we can just put padding 2 like that, and then let's remove this constant keyword. Okay, now if you hot reload, even this one will have the same behavior. Okay, you can see that when we don't have reactions, the padding is like that. If we have reactions, it's going to move back. So it's up to you guys. You can want to do this dynamically, that it can be raised or down, or you can put the padding like that. Okay, great. So okay, now that we have done that, now let's put the reactions in our first. So to send the reactions, let's create the method for that. So inside the chat provider, let's create that method down here. So where can we create that? Maybe after this send file image, file message, or we have handle this, and then maybe down here after handle message, or let's just follow all these and then put it at the end here, right? So here let's create that method. This is going to be a send reaction to message. All right, so this is going to be a future void. Future void is going to be send a reaction to message. I should have let Copilot done this. So here, let's send the message ID. Let's also send the contact ID and the sender ID. Okay, so Copilot looks like it knows what it's doing. Okay, let's click tab. Then we can try to update this if something is wrong. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's close it out like this. Now let's change what we must do here. So send reaction to message. We want to send a user ID, which is the sender ID, or let's just name it properly, sender. Let's say sender UID. Okay, that how we're naming it, because we don't want to make any mistakes here. Let's go in message model. Where is that? In the model, message model, we have a sender UID. Okay, yeah. So let's have a sender UID, contact UID, message ID, the reaction that we are sending, and the boolean. This is going to be a boolean. Okay, is group, or if we want, we can send a string. Okay, so okay, it's correct here. First, we are checking if it is group. So let's remove that, and then here let's handle the group, and then here we'll handle this one. So first of all, what we need to do here on top here, let's set loading. Okay, so we're going to set loading to true. Set loading to true, and then here it's already notifying changes when we call that. And then down here, let's say let's tell Copilot how we are going to be saving the reaction here. Okay, so how we are going to be saving the reaction is that we are going to be saving the reaction equals the UID. Okay, so let me just write a comment. So a reaction is saved as a sender UID equals reaction. Okay, like that. So here let's create a string of reaction. Yeah, we are going to be saving the reaction like that. We are going to be putting the sender UID in front, and then we'll put the reaction. Okay, that's what we are going to be doing, because if we go inside the Firestore, let's move this side. Here you can see that the UID is always, the message. Let's go there and come here. So this is going to be the UID, and then we're going to put like an equal sign and then the reaction, so that later on we can get, if we want to extract the UID from the reaction, let's just go, if we get one message, we are going to have a field here which says a reaction. Okay, so here inside there, that's where we're going to save the UID and the reaction, so that later on when we want to get the reaction, we can only retrieve this, not the reaction. In that case, we are getting the UID of this, the one who has sent this reaction. If we want to send the reaction only, we can get everything after the equal sign, then we know that we are getting the reaction. Okay, great. So this equal sign here can be anything that you can use to identify the difference between these two, so that later on we can remove this and get the first index, or remove this and get the zero index. So this is going to be 0, this is going to be 1. Okay, this is just to identify that these are two different things. Okay, great. I hope that's understood. And then now here, first we're going to check if it is group. Okay, and then if it's a group here, so let's just handle the group case also. Okay, so inside the group case here, first let's get the reaction list from Firestore. Okay, so here we're going to do number 2. Get the reactions list from Firestore. Okay, so let's see if Copilot will get it. Yeah, so here it says okay, no, okay, yeah, it's getting it, which is going to be this reactions list. So let's see where it's getting it. It's getting it on the Firestore collection of groups, and then contact ID, which is the in this case it's a group ID. Okay, and then here we are going to go inside the messages and then get that ID. Okay, but I don't think that's how we are saving the group messages. Yeah, no, we're not getting the list like that. I don't think that's how we are saving the group messages. Let's see, where is our, I've forgotten. Let's check if we have a message to send a group message. Okay, we don't have the method to send group message. Okay, let me just go to Firestore and check. So the group messages we are going to be saving inside there is going to be a group ID and then messages, and then okay, that's correct. Yeah, we are going to be saving inside the group ID, messages, and then message ID. Okay, so in this message ID we are going to get to the database, to the data variable, which is reactions. Then we are going to get the list, which is there. If this is empty, we are going to get an empty list. Okay, so this will be the list of the reaction in this group chat. Okay, now after we get this list, now what we'll do is let's not get the list like this. Let's, instead of doing this, let's add it to a message. Okay, so let's end here. Okay, let's just get and then get this message, these reactions. So this is not the reactions, this is now going to be the message data, okay, we are just getting all of it. Okay, and then here let's add that message to message model. Okay, so here we will say 3. Add the message to message data to message model. Okay, let's put this as one word, message model. Here, you know, we have done this before. Let's just let it, yeah, like this. Message model is going to get message model, is going to get this message data and then put it. But here let's call this now as a message. Okay, so once we have a message, we need to check now if this list is even empty. Okay, so check if the reaction is already added. Okay, all of these things we are going to do. Copilot is smart, but I want us to go step by step. Okay, because I want you guys to understand what's going on when we are adding a reaction. Okay, so once we add this message to the list, we can check now if we add this message to message model. Let's check if the reactions list is not empty. Okay, so let's do number 4. Check if the reactions list is okay. Yeah, you can do is empty. Okay, now here we know that it's just an if statement. Let's just write it. If is equals to message. Here we are going to check inside the reaction. We are going to check in the message dot reactions dot is empty. Okay, so what has it done? Let's remove all of this. Let's remove that. Let's just check if message reaction dot is empty. So I don't want to write all that code. Let me just write on my own. okay, like that. And then if it is empty, we are going to do the rest here. Okay, so let me move this back, because this is, we are inside the group here. So if this is empty, what we'll do is we are just going to add the reaction that we reacted. Okay, so here, instead of reaction ID, let's say reaction to add. Okay, so here, and then if it is empty, we're just going to add the reaction. Number 5, add the reaction. Okay, add the reaction to the message, and then here corporate is just going to do it. Okay, so here, if it is empty, we are just going to go firestore.groups contact ID messages, yes, message ID, and then update the reaction field value dot. We are going to add this reaction ID. Okay, great. So now here we have just added the reaction because there is no other reaction. Okay, now here, if it is not empty, in the else, when it is not empty, let's add first we'll check if the reaction. Okay, let's click tab, and then let's go through what Copilot is doing here. Okay, so it's check if the reaction is already added. Okay, now message.reaction dot contains reactions dot reactions to add. Okay, if you have picked the reaction that you have already picked, when we long click this one, if you have picked the one that is already there, here we are going to remove the reaction from the message. Okay, so that you know that you are, it's like an you don't want to react anymore. If I have reacted with a heart, and then again the heart comes here, and then I do again and then reacted with the heart, it's going to come out. Okay, that is what this code is doing here. Okay, it's just going to remove. Okay, to remove this, and then else, if the reaction is not there, what we'll do is we are going to get inside this and then just add. But here, okay, I don't like this one because it's missing one case here, because if the reaction is already added, it's going to check yes that it's already added and it's going to remove. But now the case that we can have is we can have you reacted to something, but it's not the same. Okay, if you have reacted with this and then it has come here, the next time I react, I pick this one, the UID, this is going to be mine, but the reaction will be different. So this will not read correct. It will think that it's not there, so it is just going to add another one. Okay, we don't want to react 2 or how many times. So to make sure that that is sorted, all we have to do is let's remove all of this code here. Okay, let's write our own code. So number 6 here, first let's get the sender's UID first. Okay, let's get the sender's UID from the reaction, from the list of reaction. Okay, so here let's do get the sender's UID, okay, first let's get UID's list, from the reactions. Okay, from the reactions list. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll get inside this list that we have gotten, this where's that reactions list. Okay, we're going to make a list of reactions, and then from that list we are going to get the UIDs of the senders. Okay, where is that list that we've created? Okay, we did not create any list up here, so let's create a list of the reactions. Okay, we have already did. We are getting the list from this message. Okay, so here we'll get the list of the UIDs only, not the reactions. Okay, we just want to get this first one. so that we can now be sure to check if this UID is there in that list. Then we know that we have already liked, okay, we have already reacted. Okay, so to get that, let's see if we've Copilot to do the, okay, yeah, it's doing the code. So let's click tab. So you can see that to get the UIDs, we are getting into the message.reactions, which is that list. We are putting it, I'm making a map, and then we are splitting everywhere where there is an equal sign, and then we are getting the first index. Then we are adding that to list, meaning we are getting the list of all those reactions, but only the first index. Then we are making a list of these UIDs. Okay, and then now we can check if this new list that we have made contains our UID. Then we know that we have already liked this. Okay, we have already reacted to this. Okay, so now number 7, we're going to check if the reaction is already added. Okay, that's now we are going to check in this list of these UIDs. Okay, so let's click tab. Now it's checking if UIDs contains our sender UID. Okay, then we are going to get that index of this reaction where our UID is there. Again, we get that index. It's get the index of the reaction, and then number 9, get the reaction from the message. Okay, so we are going to get that reaction from the message here. All right, so what we want to do here is not to get that reaction from that message. So this if statement ends where, okay, that's the problem. Copilot is not finishing things here. It's just making the code and making errors. So let's go back. Let's do our own check here. Okay, so if let's just write our code. If UIDs, let's cancel that suggestion. If UIDs dot contains sender UID. Okay, sender UID, then we know that we have already liked it. So what we want to do is this one we want to do, get the index of that reaction. Okay, so number 8 we want to do, but now, okay, let's remove this. We want to only get up to number 8. Okay, get this index. Okay, and then now the next thing to do is to on this index we want to put the new reaction. We want to replace this, which is here, with our new reaction that we have reacted here. Okay, so what we would do here is we are going to get the message. So let's do number 9. Replace this reaction, not remove. Okay, let's replace this reaction. Okay, now we are going to replace that. So we are going to get message the reaction at index. We are going to put now this reaction that we have here. So we have replaced that reaction because we know that we have already reacted, which means if we are reacted with this, and then the next time we want to react with this, so that one will come out, this will replace that. Okay, on this message here. That's what we are doing here. All right, so after we've checked that is fine, but this is only if our UID is there. In the else, if our UID is not there, what we want to do is just to add the reaction to the message. Okay, so here let's do number 10. Add the reaction to the list. Okay, now we're just going to get that reaction and add it to that message the reaction list. Okay, great. So now after we have done that, we just need to send that message to Firestore. Okay, now number 11, update the message. Okay, great. Now what we're just going to do is go inside Firestore in that message of the group, and then add the message to the reactions with this new list that we have just created. Okay, which is coming from here. All right, and then that's it. So this was quite a lot. I hope it was clear, but the comments are there, you can just go through. So now let's remove that space, and then now let's deal with if this is not a group chat. But now, depending on what we have done here, I know Copilot is going to code all of this for us. So what we'll do is let's just remove all of these, and then let's just go there and wait for Copilot to do the rest. Okay, so get the reaction list from Firestore. Let's just be following it. You can see that it's doing the same thing like we did, but this time it's getting inside the sender UID, contact UID, and then message list. So here Copilot to do everything will just be going through. Add the message to the model, it's doing that. Let's go number 4, check if the reaction is empty. Okay, it's doing. Let's click tab. So now let's just go through this again. So here it's doing the same. Make reactions on the message is not empty. Check if the reactions list is not empty. Add the reaction to message. So if it is empty, it's direct doing that, adding, and then here it's getting the UID from the reactions, and then it's doing the same, replacing that message with a reaction to add, is doing the same. And then now here it's updating the message. Okay, but here it's just doing it once. We know that we need to do update the message to senders database. Okay, so we need also to update the message to contact. Okay, like that, and then that's all we need to do. Now after all these methods are done, here we just need to set is loading to false, and then that's all we need to do. So this is quite a big one, but you can see that we have comments on all the code. So that's all we need to do here, and then next is just to call this method inside here. So maybe let's end this video here. In the next one, we are going to call our method in the chat screen here. Thank you guys, and see you in the next video.